1/3 of every game played against Sadako ends in a 4K. 1/4 of every game ends with all 4 survivors escaping. You either know how to play against Sadako or you don't, because these results are polar opposites. I'm a Sadako main, and I can honestly say there's nothing more frustrating than a group of survivors that know what they're doing. It's all about controlling TVs. TVs are vital to Sadako. It's how she builds her condemn. It's also her main source of map control. I'm gonna show you a game where survivors completely dominated me by taking TVs out of the equation. But there's a few things I could have done to turn the tables. For all my survivors out there, I'm gonna give you the blueprint to neutralize Sadako. If you've ever played Sadako before, it's only a matter of time until you run into a survivor squad like this. So let's jump into the gameplay and take a closer look at how everything played out. What do good survivors do? They control TVs. It's really that simple. So watch how they absolutely stifled any pressure I got by controlling TVs. At the start of the match, it takes 30 seconds for TVs to turn on, and generally speaking, I would say I try to get in a chase and get a hit before TVs turn on. So I get in a chase, David brings me to a strong loop, which should have been a sign I'm playing against a strong survivor squad, but I knew I was playing up against a strong survivor squad because of this. We have Mother's Comb. We see Mother's Comb will give you a noise notification when someone turns off a TV or grabs a tape, whatever it may be. Someone has grabbed a tape at the start of the match, meaning they're not trying to clear their condemn. They just want to eliminate that TV so I can't teleport to it. But not only once, we'll see, we turn the corner twice. There's 2 survivors waiting at a TV, basically as they turned on to take the tapes out. This was my indication I was playing a Swift, and when you're playing a Swift, you really have to focus on taking the TVs back, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So David continues on. He's utilizing his resources. He's at a good tile. He's dropping pallets. You'll see a lot of people pre-dropping pallets. So I panic. I start to teleport to see if I'll build up condemn. If you can see on the left-hand side, only David got condemn. What does that mean? It's exactly what we knew. They took the TVs out of any location they were working on generators by. The only person who was near a TV was David because he was in chase. He wasn't working on generators. And just to top it off, we see another notification that someone else grabbed a tape and turned off a TV, essentially. So everyone has tapes now, except for David, and they're just shutting off the TVs. So I do run into the Sable here, and I get a hit, which is good. But with Sadako's not really meant to be a chase killer. Some people have commented before, like, yeah, like Sadako is good in chase. I don't know what you're talking about, but not that she's bad in chase, because you have the demanifest where you can avoid taking stuns from pallets. You can avoid body blocking. It's just more so she's about map control. And look at this. When we pan here, she's leading me on a wild goose chase. Every single TV on screen is turned off. You would think this is the start of the match. This is a sign this survivor squad knows exactly what they're doing. Right now, I'm basically limited to an M1 killer, and look at my face. You can see the panic start to creep in. If I want to go over to those generators and disrupt their progress, I have to walk all the way over there, which is going to be a complete waste of time. So it makes you feel like you really got to end these chases. And although I have a hit on her, it's like, do I really want to keep running main? The answer is no. I have nowhere to teleport. So I push these people off the generator, but what progress am I making here? They pre-drop pallets. That's a sign again that, you know, like a squad kind of knows what they're doing here. She's going to continue to just utilize resources, make me waste my time, and they're going to continue to work on gens without the fear that I'm going to teleport to them. So we get in another chase, and again, my goal is to try to get it down, which probably shouldn't be my goal at this point. They've just popped 2 generators. I have 0 hooks. Like, what is one hook gonna do in the grand scheme of things? That's why for my Sadako players out there, newer Sadako players, I would still say I play a lot of Sadako, but I'm by no means the best Sadako player. It's like I was so focused on this chase and getting a hook, which obviously, again, you need hooks, but like it's just the macro aspect. So we're gonna pause it right here. We see 2 notifications. 2 TVs have been turned off on the right side of the map. I know that means they're working on those 2 generators. Now, I can't teleport over there. I've already lost control of TVs. When survivors turn off TVs, they stay off for 70 seconds. If I teleport to a TV to turn it off, it only stays off for 35 seconds. So I've just lost control of those TVs for 70 seconds, basically giving them a full minute to work on those generators uncontested. I go for a desperation play here. I try to teleport to a TV. I know that probably won't have any results, and when we look at the HUD, no one's getting condemned. So it's exactly what I knew. This is kind of just a nervous tick. I just break a pallet because I want to feel like I'm accomplishing something. But I knew they were over on these gens. I push them off the gens. I damage them to regress it, but at the same time, that's only a temporary fix. I need to gain control back of the game. The one nice thing about Sadako is because you can build up condemn, because you can mori someone at any hook state, you can flip a game like quickly. It doesn't matter how many generators are left or how many hooks you have, but you have to control the TVs to do that. We see 2 hooks, 2 gens left. I'm about to lose the 4th gen. So again, my focus can't be on chase. It's got to be on map control. I start to see TVs open up and I try to grab them, but unfortunately the TVs that are open are not the TVs that I need. The TVs that I need, they have already taken the tapes out of, and it's just kind of a lost cause here. So I teleport back to the hook because once you have 1 generator left, it's kind of like camping and tunneling, or just throw it out the window. Like, you need to try something to get pressure going, and in this case, kind of sticking around the hook is, yeah, it's scummy, but let's face it, I'm not gonna probably win this game if I try to play fair. So with 1 gen left here, I'm trying to use bloody fingernails and chase, which gives you extra haste coming out of the TV. I'm just trying to do anything to potentially build up a stack of condemn and you know, get some progress in chase. So we get the down, but at this point, again, I'm just not very optimistic that it's going anywhere. I can see here, if we pause, this TV's off inside of main. I haven't teleported to it, so what can you assume? That this is someone working on this generator over here. So I go to push him off the generator. Of course, we see the scratch marks. They're already leaving. They're already headed to the next tile. It's David. He's headed to that same strong tile we started the match at. I try to use bloody fingernails while also building a stack of condemn. He's doubled back, and this is just a waste of time at this point. So now I actually see a TV come back on, and I grab control of it. This is the first time I've grabbed control of a TV by a generator, which is big, but unfortunately, like I said, it's kind of too little too late. That TV now is only down for 35 seconds instead of 70 seconds, and if I could grab control of these TVs around these generators, I would be in a better spot, but I see them pull a tape here. So let's stop for a sec. So right here, we see a tape get pulled, and this is not near a generator. So what can I assume? This is somebody who actually has condemn built up that's trying to clear their condemn. So my number 1 priority becomes, let's stop this person from clearing their condemn. In this situation, the person who pulled the tape is Sable. I know she has condemn built up. If I can prevent her from clearing that, I could potentially get her fully condemned and get her moried, which could help turn the table. So my focus now is, let's cut off Sable. I teleport to the TV inside of main because I figure she's probably cutting through main. That's probably the safest way. I see some scratch marks, and I think maybe she bolted for the front of main, but then I see pools of blood. I realize I am not chasing Sable. I'm actually chasing the Meg, which we're able to get the down, but again, this is not the person that we wanted to be focused on. So this is kind of a failure. And when I hook her, I do see that notification, meaning Sable has turned in her tape. I've lost any pressure I thought I was building up, and I hook Meg for her first hook. So there was the notification, she had turned in her tape. But the thought was right? We want to kind of disregard chases and hooks at that point and just try to focus on building up condemn. So I just hooked David for his first hook attempt. I'm trying to gain control of the TVs. I kind of partially have here, but unfortunately they popped the final generator. They played really well. They controlled the TVs. There was only a few times where I felt like I gained control of the TVs. They were really active on tapes. I mean, that was a really good survivor squad, and you know, you just tip your cap in this situation. I wasn't really mad. I was it's kind of nice to play a team that knows how to play Sadako, because sometimes you go up against these teams that have no idea. But I mean, it's a learning moment, and I think it's fun to break these down. Right now, we're getting Sadako to P100. You're going to be seeing a lot of Sadako videos on this channel. Educational like this, some more entertaining, but this game was a lot of fun. So there you go. All 4 survivors ended up escaping. It was a really good squad, but let's summarize. If you're a survivor, stay active on TVs. If you can keep TVs turned off, you've not only eliminated Sadako's ability to teleport, you also don't have to worry about condemn as much. Once you grab a tape, it will turn the TV off, but if you have a tape in your hand, you can also turn off any TV on the map. And then make sure to try to draw Sadako into chases, bring her to strong tiles, pre-drop pallets, basically just kill time while your teammates work on generators that Sadako can't teleport to. Now, if you're Sadako, you need to stay focused on the macro game. Survivors want to pull you into these individual chases so you lose track of what's going on. You need to try to control TVs. If you teleport to a TV, it will turn off for a shorter amount of period compared to if a survivor turns it off. You need to focus on building up your condemn, and the later you get into matches, the more you need to kind of throw away the chases and the individual chases, all that. Maybe pick one survivor and try to build up condemn. If you see him grab a tape, you need to make sure that you prioritize not letting them turn in that tape and clear their condemn. Sadako can be really tricky, so if you haven't yet seen my video on Mother's Comb, which is the best training wheels add-on to learn Sadako, you can watch this video right here.